The following episode may contain sensitive content. Listener discretion is advised.
Hi. How we doing?
Today? I'm doing good. I got my glass of vino.
Ooh,
red wine.
I got my glass of water.
It's Wednesday, so I call this Wine Wednesday.
Oh, beautiful. I actually love that.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the show must go on.
Welcome. Thanks for listening to us. Or not.
You never know. That's true.
Yeah. My name is Giovanni.
I'm Tracey.
And I'm Nikki.
Beautiful.
Not Mickey. Nikki.
Oh, Nikki, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind. Hey, Nikki. Hey, Nikki.
Nikki as in Nicole.
Yep.
I have to tell you guys real quick. I've been going down this rabbit hole, and don't know if you've heard it, but
TikTok.
The TikTok. Why the fuck? Who the fuck did I marry?
Yes.
Oh, I haven't watched it yet. I'm scared.
Wait. I'm. Don't tell me, but I'm on 14th, and it's like 50.
Yeah.
There's 50. I'm on part 39. So I have 11 left.
I wanted to talk to you guys about this, and I was like, just hold it for the podcast. You don't have to say anything. You can. It's so funny because. Well, Tracey hasn't listened to it. I don't want to give anything away if you haven't. But the way this lady is describing everything is so into detail. Mm-hmm. Every single thing that this is why I'm so hooked. Because she hasn't really given me yet like the nitty gritty still, because I'm still at the beginning and I'm getting backstories here, but everything's starting to show up little by little, and I'm like, oh no, and I know it's gonna get worse.
Like all the red flags.
Oh yeah, she's been seeing them red flags.
She was just colorblind.
Yep.
She said that, I think, at one point too.
Yep.
Yeah. No. Yes, and it's a traumatic event. So I mean, when you go through trauma, you remember the details, and also, I think that she's had the time to reflect. And when you have time to reflect, you remember these specific events that happened during this time.
Yeah.
So I love the details because it makes it interesting, as Nikki said, but also doesn't leave room for question. She goes down to the point where she explains why she makes the decision she made at that time, because you're thinking, you're, as an outsider, at least for me, I'm from an outside perspective, I'm like, well, why would you do that? Why would you believe it?
Why
do
you not say anything?
Right. So she explains every single decision, why she made that decision, why she went here, why she did this instead of that, what was going on in her mind at that time. So she brings us into her fucking mind. I think that she's such a genius for doing this, not for unfortunate events, but I mean...
For sharing her story. Stories are important.
Sharing her story. Hopefully it'll help others, but they're definitely going to make a thing out of this. Like a podcast, a series, a documentary.
They have
And then we'll talk about it.
And then we'll talk about it. And then maybe, it'll be on the show must go on.
Good.
So stay with us because we will talk about it.
Mm-hmm. Episode 200.
So Tracey, I know you hate waiting for episode. They're all out, so you can jump on in and listen to
I
it.
know, I am a binger. I'm spoiled.
But they're also like, each one of them are like 10 minutes. It's not a little bit.
So long.
Right.
I started last night.
What?
Yeah.
Diablo
I'm fucking
Giovanni,
crazy.
you have nothing to do.
binging it. I've been binging like a maniac.
I started last week, but it's like when I have a little thing, I just put it in the background, like I'm like a podcast.
I'll tell you how hooked I am. My alarm went off. I got up and I started playing it. Like I was still on the bed. I have it playing in the background while I brush my teeth, I make my bed, make my breakfast. It's always playing because I don't need to look at her.
So it's just nice to work from home, huh?
But it's almost like a podcast. I know, it is nice.
So privileged.
Yeah.
What else are you guys watching? Anything else we should talk about?
I'm on my fucking Vanderpump Rules bullshit still. I'm still loving it. I can't. I go into this like journeys with the characters. Of like, oh my God, I hate her. Now I love her. I hate. And then, there's a lot of things that I'm like, they're obviously all together at this point because the producers of the show made them be together right now. It wasn't. Because they're like in the middle of like not talking to each other and then they have to like be in the same space.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously.
Right. They like send them to like a party or something.
Yeah, there's always a party.
Like a
there's
dinner,
always an
get
event.
together. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching that. What else did I watch? My boyfriend was watching this like documentary about the food industry and how the meats are made. Which is super, super scary because they do like trials with like twins and they make them like go vegan and just to see the effects on each one of them, and they just expose so much about the shit that we're consuming every day that we shouldn't, because I found out that they're putting like, and I might be wrong, I wasn't the one watching it, I jumped in a few times, but they put antibiotics in chicken for the breasts to get bigger. That way we get bigger like chicken breasts at the grocery stores. But the problem with this is that obviously there's a problem while putting antibiotics, but there's also, if there's a chicken there that's sick, you're never going to fucking know because they are on antibiotics. So if there's fucking a chicken dying and we got that chicken breast, you consume that baby there, you're done. It's really fucked up, and it's just, I'm obviously not going to be vegan because I do like meat a lot. But it makes you way more aware. I'm like, okay, I need to find more sources of protein.
Yeah, for sure. I think that chicken is also like, someone calls it, speaking of reality TV, I'm into Real Housewives of Potomac, Beverly Hills, and Atlanta. And there's one of the wives who she calls it the dirty bird. And chicken is one of the worst alongside pork. But yeah, we have to be more aware of what we eat. But I also feel like everything we fucking eat is bad.
Yeah.
100%.
I'm on TikTok all the time.
It's also like it's in America, like the industrial part of it,
Only
because America is all about
so processed.
It's more quantity than quality.
Right.
They don't fucking care how good this is, and this is what makes other countries way better when it comes to food consumption. People like go to Europe and they don't have like, they're not intolerant to gluten anymore or intolerant to dairy. I am lactose intolerant, and I was in Italy last year consuming cappuccinos left and right with whole milk, and not once I had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah,
in pain. And that should say so much. It's so fucked up.
Mm-hmm. This is America. We're the best country in the world, y'all. Oh man, it was so embarrassing.
Started on the. I know it's scary, and I just have a terrible feeling Trump is gonna get elected.
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
Get ready.
Yeah. Sorry
He's coming back.
If you're a Trumpster, then I'm sorry.
But
this is not the podcast for you.
Yeah, you don't have to listen to us.
You may exit now.
I mean, this should tell you so much. We have a white girl, a gay guy, and a Latina. So
that's true.
What about you, Tracey? Have you been watching anything lately?
Yeah, I think along the lines of like reality TV and guilty pleasures. You're probably gonna be like, oh my god, you're losing brain cells.
Love is Blind.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get sucked into it, but I think it's mostly because it's like a car crash where you just know like it's terrible and you can't look away. I'm waiting for that crash and burn. Like, I'm just such a bitter, jaded bitch. Like, I don't want any of them to end up together. I want them to break up. I want...
You're like, I can't wait.
Be like, I fucking knew they weren't gonna last.
Damn. Wait, have you watched all the seasons?
You've watched many of them because my boyfriend watches them too.
Yeah, I'm on the newest season.
They're like 2 a year, right?
I think it depends, but I feel like season 5 wasn't that long ago, and then they dropped season 6. So I feel like they filmed those pretty closely together. Because the thing is, like, when they film it and then they have the reunion, like a year has passed, you know? So like they have to wait for all that time.
Constant work.
To see, like, are you still married? If they, like, didn't get married, have you guys dated at all? So
Okay.
They have a little bit of time in between.
Okay.
But it's...
Is this a good season? Because I've only watched season 1. And I started season 2 and I was bored.
All I heard about this season was, like, a Megan Fox comparison... And how this is all over TikTok. People
she looks nothing like her.
People are mean.
Yeah. Oh, no. People are mean. But also, she's the one who said, well, okay, here's where it sort of gets taken out of context.
Yeah.
Where she's in the pod with this guy, and she asked him, do you have any... Like, do people ever tell you that you have a celebrity doppelganger, or like you look like a celebrity? And he kind of was like, I don't know. And he was like, what about you? And she said, well, people say I look like Megan Fox.
Oh, she didn't say herself.
So she didn't really say that she thinks that she looks like her.
But okay.
Also, I think when you have enough people saying that, then you like start to believe it a little bit, and you're like, I look like Megan Fox. But I'm sorry to you. Yeah. Chelsea,
I haven't seen it, but she could have added. People say I look like a Megan Fox, although I don't feel like I look like her at all. But whatever.
She did. I think she did.
But she probably did. But this is a reality show. We need ratings.
Right.
They cut that off.
But see, in his head, he just heard Megan Fox, and he was like, "Oh shit, really?" And I don't think this is ruining it because you've probably seen like who ends up with who, but. I think that sways his decision because he was dating someone else in the pods.
Well, now, thanks, Tracey, because now I'm going to watch it starting tonight.
Woo!
I know.
After I finish, who the fuck did I marry?
Well, this season is good because there's quite a few couples that get engaged. Because, like, I watched season 5 and there were only, like, 3. And then even on their, like, trip that they go on right afterwards, a couple broke up. So then there were only 2. And that's just boring. Like... I need more couples. I need the drama because, you know, they all date each other. So chances are someone had feelings for someone else and then they see what they look like in real life and they're like, whoa, what a smoke show. She looks so good. And then, you know, the girl gets all... I know, exactly. And then the girl gets all jealous. Babe, you're looking at her. So that's the kind of shit that I love, though. Cry! Cry about it! It sounds terrible.
Okay. Should we get into it? Are we gonna say what we're gonna watch today?
Let's do it.
Oh, by the way, guys, just letting you know, my brain is fried from podcasting. What the hell? This is so hard.
It's a lot of work, so thank you.
I mean...
Yeah, whose idea was it to start this podcast? Because what the...
It was actually my idea. Yeah. So, oh my god. And like when I texted you, Joe, today, there was Tracey, I knew you were working and you don't work from home. So I was like, Joe, I am struggling here because I uploaded. The show says it's published on Apple Podcasts. It said it was published, and every time I would click on our link, it would say it can't connect right now, and it wouldn't let me do anything. And I was like, what am I doing wrong? And I kept going over and over and over and over and over it. So I decided to contact support from Apple. And I tell them like, hey, I published the trailer and it says that the show is published, but I can't find it on Apple Podcasts. So would you guys mind helping me with that? And like 5 hours later, I get an email from them and it says like, oh, it's because you put your availability for the show to start on the 29th. And then it was like instructions on how to change that. And I was like, oh, it's true.
We're new at this. So
we're so new. And like,
figured it out.
like Instagram and like posting. And oh my God.
It's a lot of work. So guys, just do word of mouth. Tell your friends, tell your parents, tell your siblings, your coworkers, your pets.
We don't want to do.
I mean, it's also extra because we're giving 4 episodes up front, for the launch.
That's the only time you guys are going to be spoiled.
Exactly. After that is weekly, so it shouldn't be this hard. But oh my God. Also, by the way, if the episodes appear twice on Apple Podcast,
just like, follow, subscribe.
Just listen to them twice, because I don't know what it said like to put an RSS feed, and then it said to put like the links, and I'm like, I don't know if one link is gonna absorb the other one. I don't know. Yeah, I was like,
guys, we don't know what the fuck we're doing.
I think that's just a general thing about life. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm laughing at people who are crying about someone that they thought looked different. We should have named that
the podcast. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Literally.
Just a disclaimer. We don't
it's
know
like
what the
every
fuck
single
doing.
Day. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
What the fuck we're doing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
All right.
It was super overwhelming. That's what I have to say.
But you did it. So thank you.
But we did it, and I figured it out. But now there'll probably be double in Apple Podcasts. But that's okay.
Hey, you know what's okay? People will love us so much they'll hear us twice.
Exactly.
That's true.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right. So for tonight's episode, or today's episode, we are going to be talking about the new Netflix documentary called Lover, Stalker, Killer. Now, this is it's a documentary film, not a series, right?
Why did I think it was a series too?
I thought it was, because I feel like all of them are.
Yeah,
they're like 2, 3, 4 episodes.
Yeah.
That's a movie.
Yeah, it's a movie. And a brief synopsis of the documentary. And again, spoiler alert. So if you're new here and you don't like spoilers, get the fuck out.
And then come back later when you've watched it.
Right. And then watch it and then come back.
Yeah.
So the synopsis of the documentary, this is it. In this twisting documentary, a mechanic tries online dating for the first time and meets a woman who takes romantic obsession to a deadly extreme. Talk about fucking deadly. Directed by Sam Hopkinson. Okay, great.
So I kind of looked him up. He hasn't, he's done a few documentaries, but nothing that I really, really know. So that's why I didn't put it there.
Was it mostly true crime stuff, or does he do others?
Yes, it looks like all of it was true crime.
Okay.
Well, you should have done more research then, Nikki.
I'm tired.
She was too busy uploading our episodes and social media.
Rough. Yeah, that was rough. Okay, so
let's get into it.
Yeah, I want to get into it right away because I don't know if you guys thought the same thing that I thought, but I had a feeling from the beginning that it was not Cari, that it was the other girl.
So let's pause for a minute. So the name of the mechanic, I'm looking up their
Dave.
names.
His name is Dave.
Dave. He's the mechanic,
Right.
right? His ex-wife with children
Is Amy.
Her name, Amy. The first woman he meets is
Liz.
Right. And then the second woman is
Cari.
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 Cari. Okay. Thank you. All right. So going back to what you just said, Nikki. So you didn't think it was Cari who was...
No.
Who was what?
The reason why I didn't think it was her is because when he was with her, Liz came to, quote unquote, get her something she left at the apartment.
Yes, I was
like,
here's where
right in the middle of a date.
Yeah.
Here's where the documentary took me for a fool and actually fell for it. That one incident, where he's on that, was it the first date with Cari? Was that their first date?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he brings Cari over.
Right.
And Liz hits him up and says, hey, I need to come upstairs and grab something I forgot, blah, 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 blah. And already I was like, ugh, like, this is weird. This is so awkward.
Yeah.
Like, I would have told her to leave, I would have said, right now it's not a good time. Or I would have said, what is it that you need?
Yeah.
I'll grab it for you. You can't come up right now. Yeah. So immediately I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck? And I thought, okay, something's going to go down because of this.
Yeah.
Liz is going to be a fucking psycho. But then with the way that they presented the documentary, they made it seem like the psycho was actually Cari's. And I fell for it.
I mean, the victims thought it was Cari.
Right.
Yeah.
I was right there with Dave.
Well, because the thing is, they had only been seeing each other for like 2 weeks. That's not a long time, and people can change.
Yep.
They present themselves a certain way, and then after a while it's like, okay, well, this is really who I am, and she turns out to be a little crazy.
Yeah.
Sorry, I live in Philadelphia. You can hear the sirens in the background.
I'm putting it right here.
City living, baby.
Welcome to the city world. But sorry,
no,
Tracey,
that's fine.
please
Someone was probably dying, so I think that's more important.
Yeah, someone probably
more
dying when
important.
we're talking about our podcast.
Oh shit.
The reason I thought right away it was Liz, because she went to him. Cari didn't look for her. She went to where they were. Mm-hmm. That was like, this is like super weird. Like the chances are so low for you to decide to go at night to your ex's place to get something that you left. I was like, this is weird. And then, they had like that encounter moment for like a second, and then she's out. And I have a strong feeling that Cari died a few weeks after that.
I think it was that night.
It was that night, right?
I think it was that night.
So
wait, what night? Because Dave had been dating Cari for like 2 weeks after that incident. Oh.
Well, like that's what I'm saying. Like 2 weeks right after.
Hold on, we're the worst detectives ever. Please don't ever. Rewind. Oh,
edit
man.
that out.
So maybe what I mean is like that night she decided that she wanted to murder Cari.
Yes.
In chronological order, even for myself, let's talk about what happened. So Dave divorced his wife, right? Moved to where she lives just so he can be
in
close to the
Omaha,
kids.
Nebraska.
Went to Nebraska. Joined online dating.
Which, first of all, that was his first mistake, the online dating, and also he joined Plenty of Fish. Let's rename it Plenty of Crazies.
That's
who uses Plenty of Fish anymore?
I have in the past, and so
Tracey
speaking from
used
experience,
well,
I've met some crazy fucking assholes on that.
Between that and
God,
OkCupid,
you
you don't know what's worse there.
Right. So Tracey's on it. That tells you a lot.
Yeah, like what a mistake.
Hey, if you're still on Plenty of Fish and you are interested in Tracey,
No, please, no.
Is she
Leave
ready?
me alone. Leave me alone.
Ready to mingle?
All right, so he gets on Plenty of Fish or whatever the fuck it's called. Meets Liz first. They went on a few dates, and he said, you know, from the very beginning, I'm not looking for anything serious. I just want to have fun. I just want to be a hoe.
And she said, okay.
You know? And she said, okay. Yep. And then at work, he works, he's a mechanic. So at his job, he met
Cari. Is it Cari? Wait, what is it? Cari.
I
think it's Cari. Okay. She shows up as a client, a customer. She needs help with her car. Immediately they hit it off, and actually no, they had a good experience, and then he ends up finding her on the website.
Yeah, like a few weeks later, he finds her.
Yeah, the website. He asks her out. They go on a date. They hit it off as well, and then he brings her home that one night, and that's when Liz shows up unexpectedly,
which just means that she was already stalking him.
Absolutely.
She was already stalking him. I think she was stalking him because out of every night, that one night, like what a coincidence.
She did that on purpose.
She says, hey,
she shows up. And he's gone all day, and then they're on a date. They were out. They went to like a bar or something. So it's like as soon as they get back and she sees Cari probably go into his apartment, she was like, oh, hey, and like calling him. So it's like she knew.
Unless you're a psychopath or a person in your early 20s that's drunk, you would never do that.
By the way, that
was dialing the phone.
Tracey. she was
also old school
impersonating someone texting on the
nobody
phone.
Hey, no, that's good. That's good. You dial
does a phone number anymore. It's all in our phones, so you literally just go.
It's all in our phone.
Hi. But we still do this. It's better than doing this.
What do you guys think?
Yeah.
What do you guys think she went upstairs to grab?
No, she just wanted to see who it was.
Okay, but I mean,
an earring.
It's what Tracey said. She decided that day that she was gonna kill her.
I know, but I'm saying as Dave, I'm thinking, fuck.
He's also like, here? Too nice. I would be like, get the fuck out of here.
Now, like, you know what I mean?
I have company. I'm tired.
I would have been like, I would have asked her, what is it that you forgot? Like, do you need it right now? Right this
No,
instant?
I wouldn't have asked. I'd be like, I'm busy. Bye.
I know, but I'm saying he let her up. So, you know, if you're going to let her up.
And then he let Cari leave.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not just like he let Liz up, but then, like, their date ended. Like, Cari was like, I'm going to go. And he was like, okay. But then calls her and was like, come back. And she's like, I'm halfway home.
Yeah.
No, but doesn't he go to her
So,
house
she's like, why don't you just come to me? So, yeah.
So he goes to her house, and then they date for 2 weeks. I remember this.
I'm sure Liz followed him from there.
I remember the 2 weeks thing because immediately after those 2 weeks, they had talked about moving in together. And I remember thinking, holy shit, hey, gay men are fast, lesbians are faster. Yeah. But this is the fastest thing
that
I've
was
ever
something
heard.
else for sure.
Some heterosexual.
That was something else. And that's why I was like, damn, 2 weeks? Holy shit.
So when she texts him, like, hey, do you want to move in? And he was like, we talked about this. So, like, no, it's not happening. Like, I thought we were going to be casual. Because isn't that what she says? Like, even when they were messaging, that she was like, I'm not looking for anything serious. And he was like, oh, great. Neither am I.
Yeah. Right. So, but it was we think it's Cari texting him.
Right.
I think that was a test. I think also, because I don't think she would have texted him that. You know? Is that beep in my apartment? Anybody hears that beep?
Yeah.
You guys hear it now?
Oh, it's you, Joe. Where are
Sirens, alarms.
What's
going on? Oh, it got closer. Is it the oven?
I'm making, so I have to edit this out at 28 minutes.
Let me put this.
I put it so it can turn off automatically. I'm sorry.
That's hilarious. It's been going on for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
No, it has
Yes.
not.
Did you burn your banana
Oh
bread?
my God, my poor banana bread.
I mean, it's not. Wait, he couldn't hear it?
I mean, he does have the headphones on and he's deaf. So the combination, it was not going to happen.
Ay, Dios mío, Giovanni.
Also, I think I messed that up because it looks weird.
Oh. Well, it matters how it tastes. So hopefully it's still good.
Right, so let me just make a note on the
Yeah, I put it.
Google
I
Doc.
put it in.
You put it?
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck, where were we at?
At the beep.
Yeah.
So there. Wait, I have a question.
Okay.
Answer.
So the 2 weeks go by. We think Cari is texting Dave, hey, you want to move in? Dave says, hell no, bitch, you move too fast for me.
Something along those lines, yeah.
He just says it nicer.
Yeah, of course.
Right. I'm just an asshole.
And then she's like,
I'm a lot
fuck
nicer than
you!
you.
And like, does a total 180. And he's like, whoa, psycho!
Okay. So just remind me again, how does Liz and Dave kind of like commingle again? Oh,
Because
I
she's
remember.
getting quote unquote stalked by
Quote-unquote
Cari
stalked
too.
by Cari, and then they kind of rekindle and fall in love again or whatever. Do they ever reveal how she killed her?
She burned her. She stabbed her and then burned her, or something like that.
So, well, I guess we'll skip ahead a little bit because eventually Liz gets...
Okay, we don't have to. We can talk about it later.
I think remember that stored away.
Okay. Well, okay. I'll put it at the back of my head.
Put it in the back of your head. That's
Sorry,
okay.
I jumped
No.
ahead.
You really
that's
did.
All right, so they're rekindled. They fall in love. I think they eventually even like kind of move in together.
Yes. Wait, no, because she has kids. But she spends a lot of time at his place. I think that's what it is.
It's just like they spend quite a bit of time together because they have this commonality of this enemy. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Like, we're
can't
being
believe how
stalked
long
by
it
this-
went on, though. I think when Dave was like, a
That's
year
something
later, and
I
she's
wanted
still
to bring
stalking
up.
me and texting me these things, I was like, a year?
I know
Oh my-
it went from like 0 to 100. I was like, wait, already a year went by.
Yeah.
And second of all, I wanted to say, like, yeah, these cops did a great job, but oh my God, that took so long. How come did nobody think to like search where these texts were coming from?
Right. It
From
did
the
take a really long
beginning.
time. Yeah. Well, also,
I need
think
to find her. I need to find her. I need to know where she is before. And it's like, you're not really looking for her the right way, because from the beginning I was like, why is nobody searching where this phone is coming from, where these emails are coming? Nobody.
because I think at that point that they thought that she had just sort of picked up her life and moved away. You know, that it was like, it happens where women are just like, I can't life anymore. I want to quit my job. My son will go stay
but
with
then
my
the
mom.
stalking
Like,
comes back.
Well, the mom did say at one point that she said that Cari was bipolar.
right.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, they looked into her mental history, and yes, she is bipolar.
Yep.
So that wouldn't be. Obviously, someone who's bipolar, I don't think that's kind of out of character for someone.
Maybe that she had a psychotic break, and
Right, had a psychotic
Right.
break and just ran away, you know. So that's why the mom also, I think she said, I wasn't really surprised.
Right.
I mean, you know what I mean? Where it's just like, this is not that it's not out of the ordinary, but like, it would make sense for someone with her condition,
Yeah.
you know. So that's also led me to believe, yeah, she's actually just she's being a psycho. She left her son with her mom, and she's just stalking Dave and Liz.
But then it also, like, for me, since I had a strong feeling it was Liz. Is that Brody?
No.
Who?
I'm laughing. I'm sorry. I'm laughing because it looked like Giovanni was going to sneeze and then it stopped, right? Or you were going to yawn?
I was trying to be respectful. I was actually trying to yawn, but I still am traumatic.
Okay. Well, I just yawned really big. I didn't hear.
Let it go.
Sorry.
I was thinking, like, it was too, like, we didn't know Cari for so long for us to, think, oh, she was bipolar. She decided not to take her medication. Like, I don't know. And also, how come nobody checked her apartment for so long?
See, I think the cops did. I think they did.
Like,
and
right
the mom
away?
did.
They probably did, but she wasn't there because homegirl was dead.
Yes, but, like, going inside, because if you leave and you go out of town, you take all of your shit.
Right, because even the mom said her medication was still there. No clothes were gone. Like, nothing. Nothing had been taken. Like, even the cop said, like, a chair was, a jacket was over a chair. Like, they had just flung, like, it looks like you're coming back. Doesn't look like a place that you're just going to abandon.
Yeah.
Which, also, I have a question about the Facebook messaging, because at first we think Cari's missing. But then Cari's mom receives a message from Cari through Facebook Messenger saying, I'm not missing, I'm okay, I'm alive. I just need some time away or whatever. Right. She says, how the fuck did Liz get into her Facebook? Because Facebook security is like worse than airport security.
Well, I'm assuming that she had her phone.
Yeah, like, I think she had, if she killed her, she already went to her apartment and got all the information she wanted from her.
Right, so she'd have her phone, and it was like she would have probably access to her email, to her texts, to her Facebook.
Yeah.
I would think.
Probably.
I feel like once you start impersonating someone, that means you definitely hurt them somehow.
Yeah. Psycho. So,
sociopath, too.
So she got access to her phone, to her Facebook, impersonating her. And I'm sorry, but I'm too lazy for this shit.
Like, I could never.
To be impersonating someone.
I was tired for her.
Stalking.
And the fact that she was going around in circles constantly around the house of his ex-wife. All the time. That's all she did. I'm like, girl, turn the TV on. Put in a good show.
Some, like, Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah. My thing is, she has 2 kids herself. When was she parenting them?
Yo, who's interviewing these kids? Because I want to interview these kids. Where is mom this whole time?
Yep.
How old were they? Did they announce that?
I think so, but I'd imagine that they were young.
Yeah.
They're not old enough to be on their own. That's what it seems like. They're not teenagers.
Right. And she's even more of a psychopath because she decided to burn down her own fucking house with her pets in it.
I know.
Oh, that crazy bitch. Let me tell you something about Liz. I fucking hate her.
I was like, what an awful human.
Pussy. She's a pab.
She is a pab. For sure, she's a pab.
She's a pab.
Big time.
And also, I think, like, what made her want to do that? Because she was with him already.
Yeah.
Like, what switch came into her brain that she's like, oh, I'm not getting enough attention. Maybe I need to burn my house down?
I think also at this point, well, okay, so here's what's weird for me is I feel like part of the reason why she did it is because she also, I think at this point they kind of were leaning towards the fact that maybe Cari hadn't just gone off on her own. Like, they had checked her bank accounts and, like, seen that no money had been taken out, like, nothing is being used out.
Yeah.
Like they said, you need money to live. So I think she was worried that some suspicion would be falling upon her. So it's like she needed to sort of escalate the situation. So she was like, what can I do? I'll burn down my house so it really looks like she's alive and she's coming after me and she's escalating. It's not just threats through a phone anymore.
That's it. That's good. That's a good point of view because sorry, Joe, I interrupted you because I was like, I feel like she's one of those people that she's thinking the whole time no one's going to catch me ever.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, what made her want to do that? Mm-hmm. And
because that's crazy.
What were you going to say, Joe?
Your lies eventually catch
Absolutely. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It was like a snowball effect where it's just the snowball's getting bigger and bigger and bigger as it's rolling down this hill and she can't get out from under it. So like what you have to build it up and escalate the situation. So that's what I kind of thought. But then my question is, after that happened, Dave was like, man, I need to move. And Liz was like, me too. Bye. And then they like broke up anyway and they move. And then he like doesn't really have contact with Liz, right? So like, why would you go to the lengths of that, especially if it's like for a guy?
Yeah.
Maybe she got sick of his shit.
I feel like it should have been the other way around.
Damn, like, I mean, to go to that extreme for a man that you're going to end up, like, breaking up with.
That's what I'm saying. And it was, like, right after. They're like, yeah, you should get out of here. You should move. And then he's like, okay, bye.
And then she appears, too, again.
Yeah.
I would say, girl, do you have anything else to do?
Yeah, shoot herself in the leg.
Right.
That fucking crazy.
That's how you know. Like, okay, burning your house down with your pets in it.
She got so bored that she started to do this.
Like, she stole his gun. She broke into his... That's my thing. How is she, like, breaking into people's houses? And then she took his gun.
She must be like
okay, let's
smart.
just say something. This documentary was great, but we still have so many fucking questions.
There's so many fucking questions.
Because we got the story, but we don't know. Yeah, we don't know the answers.
It's like, what, 4 years? Like, from, like, when he joins the dating site to...
Yeah, until she gets arrested. Right. Yeah.
For those listening, if you came to this podcast to get your questions answered, you came to the wrong place.
Yeah, we're so sorry.
This podcast is like Lost. Do you remember the show Lost, where it was like you constantly had questions and no answers?
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. That's
and you just landed here. Just listen.
I did want to go back to the fire burning incident. There was one moment where I had a question mark there. So you remember when they played the recording of the officer asking Liz what happened. They were like, what happened? And she says, oh, the man that I'm seeing was seeing this other woman and she won't leave us alone, blah, 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 blah. And then, I don't know if you remember this detail, but at the end of that recording, she says, I wish she would just leave us alone. That sentence, and I don't know if it's because of the failed actor in me, felt like it was acted out.
Oh, probably.
I don't know if you go back to it, it just didn't seem genuine. Yeah. It didn't seem sincere. Yeah. I was like, that was bad acting.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait, she's not acting.
Even when she asked, what about my pets?
What about my pets? Like, I was just like,
bitch, you already know.
Know, and not just that, it's also like, what do you mean, what about your pets? They're fucking dead. Like, what do you want? They're ashes right now. Like, you want them to pick up the ashes? Yeah. That's like, when I like watched it, I was like, why is she asking about her pets? Because she fucking burned them down. And also, they're ashes. Like, how are we going to pick that up?
Fucking Liz Goliar, however fuck you pronounce her name.
Oh my god.
Let me tell you something. I hate that woman.
She's awful.
Immediately after watching the documentary, I texted my mom because I knew she had watched it, and I said, I fucking hate that bitch. I texted that to my mom.
What did Janet say?
She said yes.
Love it. I mean, absolutely.
So she was just acknowledging my feelings. Thank you, Mom. Validating my feelings.
I mean, she's a terrible person. And then even when they finally zone in on her and they bring her in for questioning, And they're basically like, we have you. Like, you can't get out of this. And she's like, what are you talking about?
I'm not lying.
I didn't do it. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do it.
I'm not lying. I'm not lying.
What emails?
Like in denial.
So defensive too.
So defensive, because she knows that she was caught.
They're like, we know it's you, and she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. No,
Girl, calm down.
I will say the cops.
You're going to jail.
Absolutely. I will say though, like the cops did a pretty good job. Like, toward the end, like setting her up.
They're like, we're gonna fucking get her. Yeah.
Right.
100%.
They're like, we know that Carrie's doing this, but we just need more proof. And then all of a sudden, these emails start coming in. And it's like,
that was
you
brilliant.
Idiot, you're giving yourself away. But okay, now we can talk about it, I guess. Where it's like, she's talking about, like disposing of a body. And that the body had been burned, right? But the thing is, like, they haven't found Carrie's body, right? Like, they don't know where she is. So it's like, did Liz actually do that, like what she wrote, and like, you know, burning the body, or is it maybe something that she would have liked to do, but she didn't? I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I also didn't do any like research, because I'm sure they know where the body is.
I don't know.
What if she burnt the body? There is no body.
Exactly, that's one thing.
But I feel like there would be something like wherever it happened.
She said that she stabbed her first or something like that.
So in the car, she stabbed her in the car because they
found out that
right. They have Carrie's car in compound or whatever, and they rip up the seats and the driver's seat. They don't find any blood. So then they go to the passenger seat, or maybe it was vice versa. I can't remember now. But they pull up the material, and then they see that there is blood. So they know that something had happened, obviously, if there's blood in the vehicle.
I don't mean to be like gruesome, but I really would love to know the details of how it went down.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Get to Cari, you know, how did she get into that car?
Right, because like, was she, like, obviously I'm assuming that she was Liz was stalking Cari.
Yeah. 100%. And I mean, she had nothing to do.
What happened?
Right. So did she?
What happened?
Hold her at knife point and get in the car and say drive somewhere, and they drove to more isolated. Because I feel like, I don't know, maybe this is ignorant. Omaha, Nebraska seems like there's some places that are.
Oh yeah.
You know. Yeah. Not a lot of people around.
Super isolated.
Yeah,
for sure.
So. Did she tell her to drive somewhere, and that's where it happened? You know, confronted her and then stabbed her and whatever.
Also, like her shooting herself. Girl.
What a psycho.
That is sick. What a fucking psycho. That is sick. I would never want to shoot myself for a fucking...
Thank you. I was like, is he a millionaire at least? He's
like
not.
The last thing I would do.
Like, is he going to give me... If he's going to give me $1 million, then...
Exactly. I'll think about it.
Give me the gun, or just... Give me the gun, pull the trigger, or just do it without me looking.
Also, my thing is, though, so she wanted to make it seem like Amy was the one who had pulled the trigger, right?
Oh, my God, yes.
So my question, though...
Poor Amy.
Yeah, I know, right? But my question is, like, okay, let's say that it had been. You're going to shoot someone, even if you're a terrible shot. The leg? Like, do an arm. Do the arm. Do in your shoulder. You know what I mean? Like, if you want, if you want to make it seem believable,
because if you kill her pets,
I know. Like, if you're going to shoot someone, I feel like chest and up.
Yeah.
So
I mean, although if you're me, you can't see shit, so you just blind. You go blind. Stupid. I don't know. She is just. She's a really special case. because
a psychopath.
Yeah, but also like it goes kind of deeper because there's a lot of things that, you know, she would like lay off. She would be away for a while, and then she would come back, and it was like, oh, she can't let it go.
That's whenever she gets bored.
Yeah, I was like, what's wrong with you?
Wasn't she living with the ex-boyfriend too?
She was living with that on again, off again guy. His name is Todd.
Right. So whenever she's bored of his shit.
Now, I have a question about that. So we learn through Tony Kava, who is technically like their IT guy, right?
I love him.
Yeah.
Love him. And I can't believe he had a brain tumor, and he was like, "Oh no, we have to solve this case before I have surgery."
I was like, "Bro,
what an angel!"
Surgery. Yeah.
That's insane.
And he's on the spectrum.
Yeah.
Oh, cute. I knew it. Anyway, so I knew you would think that. So no, don't apologize. So we learn that they go through all of Liz's like information in her phone, and they find that like SIM card, whatever. Basically, they narrow it down to the IP addresses that all these messages are getting sent from. It zeroes in on this guy Todd, who actually works for the county and works with Tony, which is hilarious.
What are the fucking chances?
So my question is,
say it.
Well, because I don't want to ruin anything, but I have some like fun facts.
Let's go.
Okay.
That's fine.
Did she do it on purpose?
We don't have
Did
to.
She wanted to get caught?
Yes, she because she started dating Todd when Dave started dating Cari. So my question is, did she find someone who worked in IT, who had the resources, or was it a coincidence? Because, I mean...
Maybe she isn't a dumb bitch. Maybe she's a smart bitch. But I still hate it.
Absolutely. But
going back to that, when they dropped the bomb on us, I was like, I did not see that coming. When they were like, wait, the IP address is coming from one of our employees.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, wait.
Yeah,
what?
I did not.
Like, my jaw dropped. I was like, I did not see that coming.
That was a nice twist.
Thank goodness they followed it up with like, are you seeing anybody? Thank goodness. Imagine if they were like, it's you.
Yeah.
And he has no connection except for the fact that he was dating Liz on and off again.
That's crazy.
So yeah, that's my question is like, was she just seeing this guy to use him basically?
For 100%. But
for his internet savvy, for his location, because when her house burned down, she was living with him.
But I think she also liked the attention too, and that subconsciously she wanted to get caught, because how stupid, well, she is a stupid bitch, because how are you going to use an IT guy that works for the fucking police?
Well, maybe because she thought that he would have more access.
But still.
To information.
And maybe a thrill.
Maybe he could protect
thrill
her.
Too. Well, yeah. But
the thrill. They love that shit.
Yeah.
It's all part of the master plan. No one's going to suspect the girlfriend of a cop. Or like, well, I mean, he wasn't really a cop, but... You know,
but he worked for the police department.
Giovanni picking his nose. Gross. Get a tissue.
Guys, if only you could just see me picking my nose while I'm...
Tony Kava.
Love it. Tony Kava.
Itching his brain.
Pick your nose so bad.
Poor Tony.
I mean, I want to pick his brain. Not cute.
Gross.
He was just like so nerdy and on the spectrum. I was like, and he drinks all his coffee.
Oh, and come get your guy.
That was hilarious.
Coffee. He drinks, what is it, 8 cups of coffee a day, I think he said, or something like that.
Soylent is that what he called it? He was drinking Soylent, which is like has caffeine in it, and then he drinks something else that has caffeine
every day.
That was
he's wired. Okay, so what else? Are we missing anything else? And that happens in this?
I don't think so. It was her shooting herself,
right?
And
which
the whole
what
time
a waste!
I was like,
then
how stupid.
Like such a waste to shoot yourself, because then they definitely will pull you in to get interviewed.
Yeah,
and they'd already
like
kind of been onto her.
Saying, like,
so.
did she want to get caught? Because these are like all the stupid movements to do to get caught. You know, oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna date an IT guy that works for the police. I'm gonna shoot myself. Like getting that attention, constantly, and then what the hell when when she pretends to be another girl.
Okay, well, first of all, Dave made a mistake. You have a woman who's been threatening you and stalking you for more than a year, and then you say, I'm going to get back in the dating game. No! I would be like, you know what? I'm going to just focus on work. I'm going to focus on my kids. Just...
Yeah, Dave, you fucked up.
Yeah, like, let it happen naturally. I would be so turned off from online dating.
Yeah.
So
he just wanted to get his dick
yeah,
sucked.
so, you know, I kind of blame him for that. And, like, the situation had not been resolved. Like, it's not like she had stopped messaging you. Like, she was still in the background.
Yeah.
So, for him to, like, be waiting for this woman, and then it's like, ha, this is Cari. And he's like, what?
Yeah. Let me tell you something. That's frightening, because that's happened to me before.
No, that is really scary.
You know.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, how...
Scary.
I just don't understand how he fell for it.
Stalker like that. But... psycho bitch. And then poor Amy, like, she had nothing to do with this, you know, and now she's getting sucked into it. And I felt really bad for her when, you know, she was saying now she's threatening to, like, hurt my kids.
Oh, man,
like slitting their throats and stuff?
I see you in the park. I see your kid is sweet.
Oh, that was
guys, the amount of text messaging. That's why I'm like, does she have nothing else to do?
I hope she has an unlimited plan.
Bored.
Probably.
This bitch was so bored.
Because
does she work?
Yo,
I have no idea.
Did she work?
No idea.
You have better things to do. I am too lazy for that.
Me too. I'm too tired.
I'm too lazy. I'm too tired.
I can't take care of myself. I'm not going to be following some man around.
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Like, I swear to God, like, her brain must be wired completely different.
So, like,
I mean, you think? She shot herself in the leg.
I want to know what happened, like, in her childhood that made her this way. Like, what experiences in her past would drive her to do... And also, like, why Dave? No offense. He seems like a nice guy, but, like, meh.
He's okay. But, Tracey, you bring a good point. I mean, where's her family in this?
Yeah.
Like, why have not... I mean, I don't know if they've attempted to reach out to them, because usually at the end of these documentaries, they'll put out like a disclaimer.
I
like,
know.
oh,
I feel like we don't know anything.
We don't know anything. Like, hello, reach out to her
or the
parents.
baby
I'm
dad.
tired. I want to
the
watch
father
all
of
this.
her kids.
There, you
like,
know,
what was their relationship like?
What's going on? Is there going to be a part 2? Because
we have questions.
We
also didn't look them up, so... That's okay.
But listen.
I mean, that's not my job. I'm not the one who's doing a documentary here.
Let's go, Sam Hopkinson.
I know. I was like, can you tell me a little bit more of what happened to this lady? And like give us the whys.
Yeah.
And I don't want to pull away from, you know, the victim here.
Right.
You know, Cari, right? And her poor son.
Yeah.
And
her mom. Oh my gosh.
This traumatic event, and watching her in that courtroom, I'm like, how she's just has no emotion at this point and numb.
It's also like so ruthless to know that she met a guy, and because of that, 2 weeks later she was dead.
Like, yeah, like I wonder if she blames him. You know what I mean? Like, it's just.
I mean, I don't think she did, but it's also how. Like, you're such a fucking asshole, Liz, that you just do, like, there's no other thought in your head that you decide to get rid of this person just because you're jealous.
Right.
Right. If someone did that to your fucking dog.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing is, like, Liz is a mom, Cari is a mom, so you don't even think, like, maybe I don't like this woman, but I'm not going to harm her because I don't want to hurt her kid.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so selfish and insane.
She's horrible. She's the worst.
Pab.
She is a pab.
I mean, I do have a lot of questions, but I did enjoy the documentary overall.
Me
because
too.
I did not see that twist coming at all. I kid you not, I know I'm a dramatic person, but like my jaw did drop and I gasped and I said, I was like, what? I did not see that coming at all. My mom said she did. She's like, I knew it was her,
I had a feeling because of the whatever she went to pick up. I was like, and then I don't know. It just seems like the way that Cari and Dave met was way more genuine than like they met in person first, and then they saw each other online. But Liz and him met online. When he said like it was like a match made in heaven because they both like the same things. I wanted to be like, shut the fuck up. Like, I'm sorry. That doesn't exist. You know, right. You choose to be with someone. Every single day is a choice, period.
Right. And also that obviously didn't matter because just because they like the same things, she's off her fucking rocker. So
yeah, she's a psychopath.
Yeah. Did you believe it was her, Tracey, or did you not see it coming at all?
So I actually knew this story because I think I had seen like the Dateline or something for it. So I knew where it was going.
Oh,
but
Tracey.
it was I know, but it was
Tracey.
I did a little bit. Ooh. But it was interesting knowing how it played out, but seeing it from the beginning, like it was still interesting. Like even if you know the story, like it didn't deter me. In my opinion, like I do think the documentary was done very well.
Yeah, I think it was done really well too. I thought there was gonna be like part 2 or something because I really thought it was like 2-part. I don't know. I thought it was like a little series.
I thought it was going to be like a 3-part series.
And then like in the episode, I'm like, oh, we're going through this right now.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely a lot more that they didn't put in there.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we have so many questions, you know, and I think that the three of us watch so much true crime and true crime documentaries that we're used to having a lot of information. But in this case, although I did like it, I give it a thumbs up. There are still a lot of questions that are left unanswered.
And I think
I give it a thumbs up too.
Oh, for sure, yeah, thumbs up. Yeah. I think that just the biggest question is like, where is Cari? Like, where is her body? What did Liz do to her?
What did
her?
She do
where?
To her? Yeah.
I think that's just always the biggest question mark. But I do love that justice was served, and Liz is going to be spending the rest of her life in prison as she deserves. So
no parole, thank goodness.
And it's really difficult to find people guilty without a body.
I know.
So the fact that the prosecutors and the police did a really good job giving enough evidence for them to say, hey, maybe we don't have a body, but here's all the reasons why we know that Liz did this. So, I mean, I think that's actually really impressive. And, oh my God, wait, that fucking photo on her phone about the foot, Cari's, like, foot. I was
waiting to mention that. That's such an eerie photo. Also, like, why is that photo in her fucking phone?
That's my thing is, like, you kill someone and then, first of all, you're taking photos. Second of all, what a like, it was just her foot with her, like, tattoo that she had.
Just her foot. Like, I wonder...
I think she wanted to get
multiple
caught.
Photos. I wonder if there were multiple photos and she tried to delete them and forgot that one photo.
Maybe.
But I feel like with IT, I feel like they could have gone recovered, you know, anything that had been deleted because it's not like really gone. So,
hey, and all those selfies, I was like, oh. Girl.
God, I know. Sorry, sweetie. You are not that pretty.
Why get that photo? Unless she wanted it for something, in case something came up, or she was
maybe like you know, serial killers have trophies.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe for her, like she would look at that photo and be like, oh, I did that. I don't know.
My other question was like, I wonder if I wonder if she stalked other people before.
That's why I'm like.
That's why we need more information. We want to talk to
the baby daddy. Like, what happened in their relationship?
You guys have to comment first you subscribe, you rate 5, you don't stop there, and then you comment and you tell us what the fuck happened with Liz before this case. Do a little research, send it to us, give us only good feedback, and we'll take it from there, and we'll learn a little bit more.
From there, and then Netflix will call us up and produce us. And
oh my God, I can't wait.
Yeah, we'll be in season 2. It'll be like a
and we'll ask them the questions.
That'll be amazing.
It'll be like Liz, Lover, Stalker, Killer, all about Liz Goylar.
Yeah. And honestly, we don't want to highlight the murderer. Like, we don't want to highlight them, but they just left us up in the air.
Yeah, maybe she has other victims out there.
Maybe she has other victims. Also, like, what happened to her that she became like that? Because nobody's born like that.
Right. Exactly. I know. That's why I'm, like, questioning. And also, I was going to say before, like, it's really sad to me, too, that poor Cari, that it's like she really was just, okay, yeah, so she had bipolar disorder, but that didn't necessarily define who she was.
Not at all.
And like to basically have your character slandered, like people are thinking that she's this psycho stalker, setting people's houses on fire and sending threatening messages about they're gonna slit people's throats. I mean, that's terrible. And meanwhile, this poor woman is dead.
Heartbreaking.
You never know who you'd be walking by in the street.
There's like some statistic that says that in our lifetime we walk past like 6 people who have killed someone or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's scary.
It is scary.
It's scary.
So scary.
It's so sad.
Do you give it a thumbs up, Tracey?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, I liked it.
Look at this.
Wait. I give it a thumbs up, and I still have questions.
Oh, that's amazing.
Tracey, so did I get that right? You have fun facts?
Yeah, so, I mean, well, that's sort of a loose term with this episode, but I do have some details that were left out of the documentary.
Yay!
Hit it.
So I think I had mentioned a little bit that guy Todd, I think his last name is pronounced Butterbaugh. Sorry, Todd, if that's wrong. Todd!
Okay.
Todd
so because of that whole thing with the IP addresses, and it was from his house, so he had been implicated in the case. So they were looking at him. But they did eventually, obviously, clear Todd's name. And what they didn't mention, was that in 2013, so what was the timeline of this? I don't remember when it started, like when they met.
I think wasn't it 2015?
Yeah, or 2010.
When they met, yeah.
And then it went like to 2014.
Right. Okay.
Why are you
so
asking me?
Maybe I wasn't. I was asking Nikki. Anyway, in 2013, Todd began receiving messages from Liz posing as Cari. Liz told Todd that Cari was a friend of hers. Meanwhile, while he was living with Liz, so they were living together, Todd had no idea who Dave was, nor that Liz was sending him and herself death threats as Cari. And yeah. That, like, poor guy. I just feel poor Todd.
Right, like, you have no idea.
I also feel like
That's
everyone
true.
that was like connected to her was definitely a victim. Like Todd was a victim.
Absolutely.
Anyone that had like the kids were a victim. Amy, Dave, obviously Cari.
The pets.
Cari's mom, she
Max
is a major psychopath and manipulator,
Absolutely. So they had mentioned that Cari did work like 3 blocks away from Dave's apartment, which was great because then they could like hanging out was so much easier. So when she had disappeared and was like, oh, I'm moving to Kansas. I got a new job, right?
Uh-huh.
So what had happened was with Cari's job is that Liz pretended to be Cari and sent Cari's boss a message days after Cari went missing. And basically the text claimed that Cari was quitting her job and she would send Shanna Golyer to replace her. Shanna is Liz's real name.
Wait.
Oh.
That's fucking nuts.
That is...
Or Sheena.
Shanna. Shanna. Shanna.
Wow.
Like, the fuck?
That's nuts.
I know. I have more.
Yes. Give it to us.
Yeah, I have more.
Oh, go for it.
So the documentary concentrates on the blood and fingerprints found inside Cari's car. But police also discovered several items inside Liz's home that belonged to Cari. Police found a camcorder, digital camera, and a checkered shower curtain that belonged to Cari. And they also discovered the instruction manuals for the cameras and a receipt of purchase for the shower curtain. So does it makes you wonder, like, was Cari running errands and, like, went somewhere and was like,
Right.
oh, I need to pick up some stuff?
Oh, man, that makes me so sad.
Who knows?
Yeah,
Just a normal day for her.
it's a normal day.
So it actually turns out that Liz had already been evicted from that house that she was in, that she burned
The one
down.
that she burned?
So, yeah, so that it was like she had nothing to lose. Because it wasn't really her place anymore.
So she didn't own the house.
And if you're getting evicted, that means you're in pain, which probably means she didn't have a job. And this is why she was always
true.
stalking
Probably. And she was like, you know what? Fuck you for evicting me, and I'm going to blame it on...
Cari.
Cari.
Right.
Once more.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. I know.
What a
Psycho.
bitch.
At least 2 more incriminating messages sent by Liz were left out. So one was when Dave was getting flooded with threatening texts and emails from Liz, pretending to be Cari, he received a message with a photo attached. The photo depicted the image of an unknown woman stuffed in the trunk of a car.
Huh?
Giovanni. What do you mean, huh?
No, I'm saying so... Wait, are you finished with the fun fact?
Well, there's more, but if you want to just go off of what I just said.
Go finish. I don't want to... I have a question.
Okay, all
regarding
right.
that, what you just said, but I don't want to ask it prematurely.
So the photo depicted the image of an unknown woman stuffed in the trunk of a car. A message attached to the photo threatened to murder Liz, implicating Cari as the culprit.
Oh
Liz
my
even
gosh.
sent Dave a phony obituary that featured so-called threats and insults about herself.
Okay, so basically, we know it's Liz.
Yes.
So she sent a text to
Right,
Dave,
pretending to be Cari.
pretending
Right.
to be Cari, that if this keeps up, I'm going to do this. I'm going to
Yeah, like a
Right.
threat.
put her in the
Right.
trunk of a
Right.
car. Okay.
Yeah.
all
Come
right.
on,
That's
Joe,
what I
you
was
got
thinking.
this.
I wanted to clarify. Sorry, I have a penis. We don't think.
That's true.
I only think with my dick.
Sometimes.
So when Cari went missing, oh, good point. When Cari went missing, her son Max tried to contact Cari through her Facebook page, right? So he messages Cari's Facebook page like, oh, like, Mom, where are you? Whatever.
Yeah.
And to his surprise, he got a response. So obviously
From
Liz responded.
Yo, that's
And
awful.
so Max was like, oh, what? Like, maybe this is my mom. So he asked very, like, specific questions. 3 very specific, like those security questions. Like, what street did you grow up on? So he asked her 3 questions, and then he never got a response. Obviously, because it was Liz. Like, she wouldn't have known. But I know, fucking sad. And then we'll end on a good note. So following the murder trial in 2017... the Pottawatomie County Community Foundation launched a charitable scholarship fund in Cari's name. So the scholarship honors Cari's career as a systems program analyst and grants students who pursue a similar career path in information technology. Wow. So that is good. So she has a scholarship in her name, so she won't be forgotten. So
yeah.
Well, I hope that her son gets some of that scholarship.
I know, but also like that's not going to bring his mom
emotional
back.
Damage.
I know, but I mean, like, you know,
little help.
This poor. We don't know we don't know anything about his father, but you know.
And she was a good mom.
She looked like a really good mom.
Good mom. She loved him. You know.
Ugh, my heart.
Damn.
Well, y'all be aware who you date.
Seriously.
It's like.
Be careful.
It's like they say on My Favorite Murder, fuck politeness.
Absolutely.
Yep.
You know, I always watch my back, watch my surroundings, lock my car door immediately as I get in. I stay away from people and strangers who ask questions, or I'm very skeptical. I don't give a fuck. My safety comes first, and I don't trust anyone.
Yeah,
100%.
I don't care.
And don't online date, especially on Plenty of Fish.
Hey,
just kidding.
I found my boyfriend through.
No, I know it works. There are people who meet and get married.
That is true, and like and Tinder and OkCupid.
Hey, do you want to kill me by any chance?
I know. Are you a murderer?
Ask her. Are you a murderer, baby?
Is your name Liz or Shanna?
Right? Should I know? Is there anything?
Ugh, gosh. Well, that was a great documentary. If you are actually into that type of true crime documentary, we definitely recommend. Joe, you want to tell them the Rotten Tomatoes score?
So I have the IMDb score.
Okay, so I'll give them the Rotten Tomatoes score.
A 7 out of 10. Not bad. Really good.
Okay. And then Rotten Tomatoes gave it 100. Yeah,
Ooh,
and the audience gave them 82. I was like, oh,
I still think that's good.
A lot of questions,
but also I feel like the audience was us. We need answers. We have questions.
Right. Like I think they could have put in more.
Yeah.
You know, like I definitely was like, wait, what happened with this? What happened with that? Like, yeah. So I think 82 is good.
I think they could have done a little bit more. But I get it.
I'm kind of surprised that Rotten Tomatoes gave them such a high score. I mean, 100%.
100.
Wow. Okay, let's go.
So if you like true crime, then you should stay tuned for our next episode because I'm really excited about this one.
Yes. Why? What are we reviewing,
for our next
Joe?
Episode, we are going to oh my God, I can't.
Neither can I. On a podcast, we all can't talk.
For our next episode, we are going to discuss season 4 of True Detective. I'm so excited.
Super psyched. I've heard great things about it, so I'm very excited.
I can't wait. So join us next episode. But before then, like, subscribe, comment. Good comments only.
Rate us.
Spread the word because, guys, we're so tired of this social media marketing.
It is exhausting. We don't have a team yet, so we're doing everything ourselves.
Tell your friends, your parents, your loved ones, your well, maybe not your children.
The language here is not for children.
18 and older.
Unless your kids are really cool.
Your aunts, uncles, grandparents.
Tell everyone. Even if you don't want to listen to us, just give it a play. Put it on mute.
Just put it on while you're in the shower.
Just follow us, and then you don't even have to listen. It's fine.
Yeah, put it on as white noise to go to bed.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us again.
Giovanni picking his nose again.
I'm still picking my nose because that's what I do best.
Asco.
That's it, folks.
Okay, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Thank you for listening.
Bye.
Adios.
Bye.